A powerful earthquake has killed at least 69 people in the Philippines as rescuers race to find those who survived, with troops, police, and civilian volunteers deployed to carry out house-to-house searches. You see footage here from when the quake struck. The powerful 6.9 magnitude quake hit the central Philippines at around 10 p.m. local time last night. The hospital in Bogo City, near the epicenter, says it is overwhelmed. There are patients being treated outside as it gets hit with aftershocks. CBS News foreign correspondent Anna Corin is following developments for us from Hong Kong. Anna, this was an evening quake, as I mentioned, so many people were asleep. How hard is the search for survivors right now?
Well, Errol, as you say, this is one of the strongest earthquakes to hit the Philippines in more than a decade. 6.9 magnitude quake struck off the coast of Cebu. This is an island located in the central Philippines, as you say, just before 10 p.m. People were in bed or getting ready to go to sleep, which is why the death toll is so high. Those buildings just collapsed when the quake hit. Currently, it stands at 69, but authorities say it is almost certain to rise. We don't know how many people are missing because some of those areas are completely cut off. Now, infrastructure has been damaged, communications are out, bridges have collapsed, roads are impassable, and on top of that, the island today has been hit with heavy rainfall, making rescue efforts even more difficult. We understand more than 150 people were injured, hospitals completely overwhelmed. And there is some very distressing video, Errol, of family members gathered over dozens of body bags, weeping, grieving. You know, it's these sorts of gut-wrenching images that come out of a country like the Philippines, which really conveys the utter devastation that has been caused by this earthquake. And we should mention also that there were multiple aftershocks, the strongest being 6.0 magnitude, which is incredibly strong. The Philippines President, Ferdinand Marcos Jr., he has promised swift assistance. He's already sent cabinet members to Cebu to direct relief operations. Coast Guard have been deployed from Manila, carrying dozens of doctors, nurses, medical supplies, humanitarian relief. And, you know, the Philippines is no stranger to earthquakes. It is geographically located in the Pacific Ocean on the Ring of Fire. But this was without doubt one of the most destructive and deadly that struck last night, Errol.
Yeah, that 6.9 and a 6.0 aftershock is like a 1-2 punch. Anna Corin with the latest. Thank you.
You have to mash this button one.
This is Zephaniah 3 and 5. The just Lord, Yahawah Bahasham Yahawashi, is in the midst thereof. He will not do iniquity. Every morning doth he bring his judgment to light. He faileth not, but the unjust knoweth no shame. And every day we see how our Lord gets down and the judgment that he can bring, that he brings. First and foremost, before I get started, I want to thank Yahawah Bahasham Yahawashi for putting the spirit on me to do this lesson. I want to give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahawah Bahasham Yahawashi Bahasham Rakakadash. I want to give double honor to the apostles and the elders of GMS who teach and rule well and taught me this truth. Salutation, brothers and sisters that are out to listen and learning, fighting this good fight of faith. And salutation to my fellow brethren that are pushing this word in all truth and sincerity. To you all, I want to say shalom. And open pray that this lesson be edifying to the elect. So, here we are in, the Day of Atonement. And, so many things have been going on. Esau is, pretty much ready to roll on brothers. And, and this is, one of the many reasons why, we hold this and ask the Lord to forgive us, and we fast today and, and ask the Lord to protect us, because, we see these different judgments that go out every day, and it should strike fear, in brothers and sisters, man, The fear of the Lord is the beginning of wisdom and knowledge, as the scriptures say. So this is from Reuters. And it says, rescuers hunt for survivors after Philippines' deadliest quake in over a decade kills at least 69. So it says death toll at 69, help sought for overstretched hospitals. Quake was the deadliest in the Philippines since 2013. Coast guards send vessels with medical personnel, roads, buildings, churches damaged, power cut off. I mean, yeah, so let me see. You've pretty much seen everything, in the opening clip. I'll read some of this though. It says, Bago, Philippines, October 1st, rescue teams in the Philippines searched for survivors in mud and rubble on Wednesday, and authorities urged help for hospitals inundated with the injured after the deadliest earthquake in more than a decade deleted at least 69 people. Authorities said they feared the eventual toll would be even higher from the shallow 6.9 magnitude earthquake which struck in waters off the central holiday island of Cebu late on Tuesday. The buildings came crashing down, including a church that was more than 100 years old. Shops, homes, and bridges were damaged across the island's northern coast, and power was cut. Aftershocks continued throughout Wednesday as authorities set up mobile kitchens for hundreds of evacuees and raced to provide temporary power as night approached. Bodies covered in black sheets were carried on stretchers and placed side by side on the ground outside a hospital in Bogo, the worst affected city along the coast, about 18 kilometers or 11 miles from the epicenter. A man wept as he pulled back a plastic sheet and clutched the face of his man. Yeah, so I mean, and it's going to be more and more judgments, going out as the Lord Yahawashi told, the disciples in Matthew 24. And this is how we know where we're at with things, and this very well could be, the last day of atonement, that we have on this side before all the destruction, hits. And the way it's looking, that's how it's going to be, but we shall see. So this is Matthew 24, I'll start at 3. And as he sat upon the Mount of Olives, the disciples came unto him privately, saying, Tell us, when shall these things be? And what shall be the sign of thy coming and of the end of the world? And it's the end of Esau's world, right? End of an age, end of his rulership. And Yahawashi answered and said unto them, Take heed that no man deceive you, for many shall come in my name, saying, I am anointed, and shall deceive many. And ye shall hear of wars and rumors of wars. We hear about that all day, every day. See that ye be not troubled, for all these things must come to pass, but the end is not yet. For nation shall rise against nation, and kingdom against kingdom, and there shall be famines and pestilences and earthquakes in diverse places. All these are the beginnings of sorrows, man. So now we, see what time we're in, man. And there's earthquakes, I'm sure, if I just look up. Let me see. Philippines. Let's see, I wonder if there's any more. Indonesia. Yep, Indonesia got hit. 4 days ago, China got hit with an earthquake. So earthquakes in diverse places. A month ago, at least 800 deleted in Afghanistan. Missed that one. Yeah, so we see what time we're living in, man. And that's why we always say, seek the Lord while he may be found. You Jakes out there. It's Isaiah 55:6. Seek ye the Lord while he may be found. Call ye upon him while he is near. Let the wicked forsake his way, and the unrighteous man his thoughts, and let him return unto the Lord, and he will have mercy upon him, and to our power, for he will abundantly pardon, man. You know? So seek the Lord while he may be found, that you may have mercy in these times. So let me read this, and I'll end off on these. This is Nahum 1, and I'll start at 2. The Most High is jealous, and the Lord Yahawah revengeth. The Lord Yahawah revengeth, and is furious. The Lord will take vengeance on his adversaries, and he reserveth wrath for his enemies. The Lord is slow to anger and great in power, and will not at all acquit the wicked. So this is what we want: destruction to our enemies, man. You know, and salvation for the elect. And Lord's will, you know, we're of that number, man. The Lord hath his way in the whirlwind and in the storm, and the clouds are the dust of his feet. He rebuketh the sea, and maketh it dry, and drieth up all the rivers. Bashan languisheth, and Carmel, and the flower of Lebanon languisheth. The mountains quake at him, right? So this is, you know, like the scriptures say, shall there be evil in a city and the Lord have not done it, right? The Lord is controlling everything. The mountains quake at him, and the hills melt, and the earth is burned at his presence. Yeah, the world and all that dwell therein. Who can stand before his indignation, right? Indignation meaning righteous anger. And who can abide in his in the fierceness of his anger? His fury is poured out like fire, and the rocks are thrown down by him. The Lord is good, a stronghold in the day of trouble, and he knoweth them that trust in him. But with an overrunning flood he will make an utter end of the place thereof, and darkness shall pursue his enemies, man. So we hope for this mercy, and the Lord knows who trusts in him, man. You know, and we, you know, are hoping to be shielded from these, you know, coming calamities, man. And it says in Psalm 91. Matter of fact, actually, let's do this. I was just reading it this morning. Psalm 9. Let me see where did I stick that? Salakia. I'm gonna read it out of my sword. Hold on. Go back. Salakia. I read it out of my sword. So this is Psalm 9, and I'll start at 13, and it says, the subtitle reads, Plea for the Most High salvation. It says, have mercy upon me, O Lord, consider my trouble which I suffer of them that hate me. Thou that liftest me up from the gates of death, that I may show forth all my praise in the gates of the daughter of Zion. I will rejoice in thy salvation. The heathen are sunk down in the pit that they have made. In the net which they hid is their own foot taken. The Lord is known by the judgment which he executeth. The wicked is snared in the work of his own hands. Higion Salah. The wicked shall be turned into hell, and all the nations that forget the Most High. For the needy shall not always be forgotten. The expectation of the poor shall not perish forever. Arise, O Lord, let not man prevail. Let the heathen be judged in thy sight. Put them in fear, O Lord Yahawah, Bahasham, Yahawashi, that the nations may know themselves to be but men. Salah, you know? So we want judgment to continue to go out to the wicked, you know, because there was judgment that came on those people. You know, we do have Israelites that are, you know, scattered amongst them, you know, but we want, you know, judgment to the wicked and salvation to the elect, man. You know, we hope and pray that we're of that precious number, man. So, excuse me. So that's, you know, that's pretty much it. I just want to report on that. You know, I hope and pray that this lesson was edifying once again to the elect. I want to thank Yahawah Bahasham Yahawashi once again for putting the spirit on me to do this lesson. I want to give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahawah Bahasham Yahawashi Bahasham Rakakadash. Double honor to the apostles and the elders of GMS who teach and rule well, who taught me this truth. Salutation, brothers and sisters out there listening, learning, fighting this good fight of faith. Keep fighting, keep striving, keep pushing. Keep praying, and begging the Lord to have mercy upon yourselves and your households in these perilous times that we're entering into, because we're going to need a divine intervention, in the very near future with everything that's going on. But what's impossible with man is possible with the Lord. So, Yahawah Bahasham Yahawashi will indeed make a way, for their elect to be escape, as the scriptures say. You make it the way to escape. And, salutation, my fellow brethren that are pushing this word in all truth and sincerity. To you all, I want to say shalom, abab abal, and kwam yashavala. Hey, shalom. See you next one.